Hey y'all, welcome back to Andrea Speaks TV. I'm your host Andrea, back to bring you news and commentary you can use. Listen, happy 123, 123. That's right, y'all. Today is Sunday, December 31st, 2023. It is the final day of the year 2023. So I also want to say happy New Year's Eve to you and your family. And thank you so much for supporting me here on the channel, okay? Listen, y'all, you know I have been providing extensive coverage on the migrant crisis, the crisis at the border. And we've discussed here on the channel, we've talked about cities, what's going on concerning the migrant crisis in cities such as New York City. We've talked about Chicago, Los Angeles, Denver. We've even at times talked about Washington, D.C., okay? But oftentimes, and this could be in the media as well, oftentimes you don't hear much about what is directly happening in those states such as Texas and Arizona, states where many could say they're literally on the front line of the migrant crisis, okay? Many of you in the comments, you have shared with me your firsthand experience, what you're seeing and what's happening in your local communities. And so for that, I thank you so much for sharing your experience, because it's one thing to see it on the news and read about it, but then when you read or get to hear someone speak firsthand about it, you know, it kind of brings it into a different perspective, okay? Listen, y'all, I came across a story out of Texas, okay? And I wanted to share this with you to kind of put into perspective what people in border states such as Texas and their communities, what they're actually going through, okay? According to my sources, Texas Fire Department has been spending, listen to this, y'all, $21,000, okay, on migrant emergencies each day. And that is more than $2 million since September. Okay, let me get into the specifics here. If you have any insight or if you would like to share a comment, please do so down below. I do take the time to read your comments and even respond back, okay? All right, listen, y'all, the fire department, we're talking about Texas, okay? The fire department in Eagle Pass, Texas, has been burning an eye-popping $21,000 a day, more than $2.2 million since mid-September, as it deals with emergencies stemming from what is being called an influx of migrants crossing the southern border. That is according to an official in this particular border city. Now, almost every hour, okay, they're saying the first responders from the town's fire department. Picture this in your mind, y'all, okay? Almost every hour. How many hours are there in a day, y'all, okay? So almost every hour, first responders from the town's fire department are being dispatched to the Rio Grande or U.S. Customs and Border Protection holding facilities to address migrant-related emergencies, okay? That's according to the Eagle Pass Fire Chief Manuel Mayo, okay? Mayo told Fox News, and I quote, "There's not a day where we don't go to the river's edge to transport patients, and the city swallows the cost," okay? Let me keep reading, you all. Let me know your thoughts on this particular topic. See, these are the stories I feel like that go not necessarily unnoticed, but they don't get as much coverage in news sources, okay? This is a town. I'm not sure the population of this town. If anyone has any insight, please share in the comments. But if every hour, okay, without even going any further reading, I'm just picturing in my mind, right? If they're having to go every hour, you know, to these locations related to where the migrants are to handle emergencies, what about the other emergencies, if there are any, in the town where people, let's say they may have something going on in their community, there may be a small fire, there may be something going on. What I'm saying is, y'all, is this: the resources, okay, being the fire department, the resources are being taken from that local community, diverted from the local community, to now being put towards the needs of the U.S. Customs and Border Protection and to this Rio Grande area, okay? Why isn't, so my question is, why isn't, and many of you have expressed this in the comments, okay? Believe me, I have read this. Why isn't more being done by our current administration to bring federal aid, federal resources in to help with this area so that the local communities in this area and their people won't be strained with resources and being put under potentially dangerous, life-threatening conditions. Okay, these are some questions I have. Now, according to my sources, since mid-September, the Eagle Pass Fire Department has been averaging roughly 45. This is something else I want you to picture in your mind, y'all. Okay, let me start over. Since mid-September, the Eagle Pass Fire Department has been averaging roughly 45 emergency medical service calls a day, usually 30 of them migrant related, with each call running the department $700. Okay, that's according to the fire chief. So they average, okay, roughly 45 emergency medical service calls per day. And now 30 of those 45 calls, okay, 30 of them are migrant related. Okay, so that's way more than half of the calls that they're averaging, emergency medical service calls that they're averaging a day. More than half of them, okay, are migrant related. And each call running the department $700. Okay, that's according to the fire chief. The fire chief also went on to say, and I quote, the fire chief also went on to say, and I quote, "We have all kinds of calls from minor cuts and bruises to hypothermia, to heart attacks, to broken bones, to even childbirth," he told the outlet. "So we're transporting all kinds of patients, and they're all migrants." So he gave some examples of what they may be going through. Okay. Eagle Pass's fire department budget was just under $6.3 million in the fiscal year 2023, which ended September 30th. That's according to city records. Now, Republican U.S. Representative Tony Gonzalez, whose district covers Eagles Pass, which is less than a mile from the Mexican border, previously said that federal government has yet to reimburse the town for the staggering costs linked to the migrant crisis. Okay, so I just asked the question: why isn't the federal government doing more to extend resources to help with this crisis? These people are still waiting, okay, to be reimbursed. Now, here's another thing, y'all. How is it that millions, if not billions of dollars, and many of you all said this in the comments that I read, how is it that millions and billions of dollars are being sent overseas to help others in their, whatever their situation is? Not to say that they shouldn't receive help, because there is a certain humanitarian duty, I believe. But at the same time, if you're going to help someone else, make sure that you help your own. Okay. So here it is. Money is being sent out the door to assist other countries in other regions for whatever it is that they have going on. But yet we have the American people, and particularly this community, just being one of them, who they're still waiting. Okay, they've been spending millions of dollars. They're still waiting to be reimbursed by a current administration. Okay. The fire chief also went on to say, and I quote, "The city of Eagle Pass has received $0 federal dollars in reimbursement." Okay, that's what he told the San Antonio base station KENS5. Okay, now the southern border, okay, the United States southern border has been receiving so many migrants, okay, with the CPB agents encountering a record-breaking, we talked about this in a previous video, receiving a record-breaking 276,000 individuals attempting to illegally cross, what they're saying, attempting to cross over from Mexico in December, according to preliminary data obtained by Fox News, okay, which they're saying didn't even include the final 3 days of the month. Okay, earlier this month, more than 12,000 migrants crossed the border in a single day, with crossings exceeding 10,000 on several days. Okay, let me know your thoughts on all of this, y'all. Now, December's migrant crush got, what they're saying, the migrant crisis got so out of hand that the Customs and Border Patrol ordered international railroad crossings from Eagle Pass and El Paso with Mexico to close temporarily in what I quote is in order to, and I quote, in order to redirect personnel to assist the U.S. Border Patrol with taking migrants into custody. Okay. Earlier this week, we talked about this. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with the Mexico President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador to address the ongoing torrent of migrants at the border. Now, I will say this, y'all. I got some information, and I did share this. It sounds like they the country of Mexico is willing to help. Possibly, okay, they're still in talks. They're supposed to have a meeting sometime in January 2024. But it seems like that the expectation, or maybe a demand, is that the United States somehow help these countries who are in need of help. They also spoke allegedly about getting to the root cause why these people are migrating away from their home countries. But my question is, should help at the U.S.-Mexico border by Mexico come with the stipulation that the United States should offer more support, whether that be financially, whether that be resources, or some other form of support? Should that come with any type of stipulations, or is that just simply the right thing to do? Okay, you all let me know your thoughts on that as well. In conclusion, let's see. Blinken said in the meeting, as we made clear in Mexico City today, we are committed to partnering with Mexico to address our shared challenges, including managing unprecedented irregular migration in the region, reopening key ports of entry, and combating illicit, they're talking about illicit drug use, okay? That is also a concern that I've even seen some of you all mention, how some of the people could be using or seeing this as an opportunity to move, drugs throughout the country, possibly, okay? Let me know your thoughts on this, y'all. Why isn't more being done by our current administration to help the state of Texas, the people in those communities, especially those that are right there at the border, whose resources, whose local community resources are being stretched thin to aid in this national crisis, okay? All right, y'all, thank you so much for your support. This will be my last video upload of 2023. I do plan to go live later on this evening. I don't know what time yet. Make sure you stay tuned to the community tab. I'll post updates there, okay? As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel. 2023 was a wonderful year. I saw a lot of wonderful things happen, even here on the channel. And I thank you all so much for trusting me this year to bring you news and commentary you can use. And I look forward to a wonderful, blessed, and prosperous 2024, okay? I pray wellness. I pray prosperity, joy, peace, love, and happiness to you and your family in this new year, 2024, okay? Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more news you can use, news and commentary you can use right here on Andrea Speaks TV. Take care, y'all.